everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so listen to this. This is also crazy. Now, Geico has been ordered to pay a Missouri woman $5.2 million after she claims that she contracted an STD in a vehicle that was insured by them. And this decision was upheld by the Court of Appeals. They say that the woman got the settlement money from the insurance company Geico after contracting a sexually transmitted disease from her partner in his vehicle, which is insured by Geico, according to court documents. Now, the Missouri Court of Appeals upheld the award this week. The woman, a Jackson County resident, said that she actually contracted human papillomavirus, HPV in other words, from her partner. And this is according to documents. On Tuesday, the Missouri Court of Appeals filed an opinion confirming the initial Jackson County Circuit Court arbitration award of finding against Geico. Now, in February of 2021, the woman anonymously identified in documents as MO submitted a petition to Geico directly. She alleged that her sexual partner negligently caused or contributed to the cause of her to be infected with HPV by not taking proper precautions and neglecting to inform and or disclose his diagnosis, according to court documents, and that his insurance policy provided coverage for her injuries and losses. So she made a final settlement offer of $1 million to resolve her claim. Now, in April of 2021, Geico denied coverage and refused her settlement offer. I'm sure they laughed because this absolutely sounds crazy. Who would ever think, right? Now, so they go on to say the arbitrator determined that there was sexual activity in the insured person's vehicle that directly caused or directly contributed to the cause that the woman became infected with HPV, despite her former partner's knowledge of his positive HPV diagnosis. Now, the arbitrator subsequently submitted that $5.2 million would fairly compensate the woman for damage and injury. I'm sorry. When you're out here being frivolous and just having unprotected sex and you get caught up with things like this, I don't think you should be awarded, honey. That's just it. But let me continue. Now, Geico then appealed the Jackson County Circuit Court's confirmation of the arbitration award, asserting that the court didn't give Geico a meaningful opportunity to defend their interests. Now, the three-judge panel responsible for reviewing the appeal confirmed that the circuit court settlement decision of $5.2 million, despite Geico's appeal efforts, they said that's going to be the final decision. And so at the time of Geico's intervention, liability and damages have been determined by an arbitrator and confirmed by the trial court. The Geico had no right to relitigate those issues. That's the opinion they stated. The panel also wrote that Geico could have defended its interest by entering a defense of the insured individual. Geico did not take advantage of this opportunity and instead denied coverage and refused to defend the insured. So that's just all crazy. That's where they messed up. See, these insurance companies don't mind taking your money every month, but when it comes time for them to pay, then they have so much to say. And rather than them just denying it outright, they could have at least defended the man who was insured. That would have been much less costly for them. And not only that, they could have argued that maybe the woman doesn't know where she got it. How does she know for a fact that he's the one who gave it to her? I mean, they could have done a myriad of things, but clearly all they want to do is just deny coverage. So now it's really going to cost them. Now, I don't feel bad for Geico because they are one of the most nefarious insurance companies, in my opinion. Okay? CNN has reached out to the attorneys for both the woman and Geico, but neither immediately responded for a request for comment. That is also crazy, honey. I mean, but this is the thing. You can actually sue for anything in the divided snake, as we should all know by now. So that's a crazy story. Now, in other news, they have a city councilman in Georgia where many a nefarious thing does occur. Well, he got into a heated altercation with the cops because they were trying to arrest his wife for DUI. And so he went to throwing his weight around and bragging that he was a city councilman and all of that. This happened in a small Georgia town called Hoshton, Georgia. Okay, the elected official is currently under fire for the way he treated the police during a recent traffic stop that involved his wife. Body camera video shows Houston City Councilman Adam Ledbetter confronting the police after his wife was pulled over for suspected drunk driving in Jefferson last month. So let's just roll the footage. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you in advance.
Wife.
Does that give her the right to drive drunk?
Confronting police last. Channel 2's Tony Thomas is live in Houston. Up involving his wife.
Does that give her the right to drive drunk?
She did not drive drunk,
How
sir.
do you know?
Are you calling her a drunk?
That's Houston City Councilman Adam Ledbetter confronting police last month. Channel 2's Tony Thomas is live in Houston with a closer look at that video and also reaction from police. Tony.
Wendy, Adam Ledbetter is a council member here in Houston and fills in for the mayor here at City Hall. He denies he tried to get special treatment because of his position, but admits he used unprofessional language in his confrontation with cops from the next town over.
Who's your husband? Hold on. Is he a councilman or commissioner?
You kidding, right?
No.
In Houston or? Oh my God.
As a Jefferson police officer stopped Stevie Ledbetter, suspecting she was driving drunk, her husband Adam, a Houston city council member, arrived on scene.
Can I help you? Oh yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. She's going to jail for DUI.
From there, things grew tense quickly.
Get back in your car before you're arrested.
Why would I be arrested?
Get in the car.
I know you, Mr. Ledbetter, but you should know me. You should get back in your car before I take you to jail with her.
In a statement, Councilmember Ledbetter told me he and his wife have hired an attorney and will have their day in court. He texted me, "I respect law enforcement, but not when they disrespect me."
The officers did what they needed to do.
The president of the local Fraternal Order of Police is speaking out, calling Ledbetter's actions extremely unprofessional and unbecoming of an elected official.
Day in and day out, we go to work, we get, physically assaulted, verbally assaulted all day. And we shouldn't have to put up with that from our elected officials as well.
Still on my I'm scene. watching you, bro. Say what you got to say.
Adam.
That's real professional.
Is where's
So it's been an elected official doing all this.
Now, Adam Ledbetter was not arrested. The Fraternal Order of Police is asking for a direct apology to the officers and the deputy that was on scene. The city of Jefferson police chief told me his officers showed restraint and did everything correctly. Live in Jackson County, Tony Thomas, Channel 2 Action News.
Let me tell you something. First of all, he said that he has respect for law enforcement, but not when they disrespect him. When did they disrespect him? He's the one that came there and started having an attitude because his wife was drunk. I'm sure they already had given her a sobriety test and everything. So she was clearly drunk. Not to mention, he's throwing his weight around talking about he's a city councilman. He absolutely was trying to use his position to get some favors. And since that didn't work, he caught an attitude. Now he says that they were disrespecting him. Please pay attention, honey. These people are so entitled and they run around here thinking they're supposed to just be above the law and things are not supposed to apply to them. If she was drinking and driving, she should have been taken to jail. And he's lucky he didn't get taken with her. Okay? Talking all that trash. But anyway, that's all so crazy to me. So now this other story, this is about a man who apparently was homeless and he was suffering from cancer. And so he would often go to the lake in Florida. And, around the lake, there would be like balls and frisbees, flying discs and things like that. And he would find these things and he would clean them off and sell them. So this particular day, this was the last day he was seen. Now, he supposedly went out into the lake. I believe the water was chest high. Went out there wading in the water looking for a frisbee. And then no one saw him. And when they finally did find his body, well, he had missing limbs. Okay, I believe a leg, an arm, maybe both his legs and the arm were missing. He was clearly eaten by an alligator. His name was Sean Thomas McGinnis. He was 47 years old. He was discovered in Taylor Lake in Largo, where he often went to search for objects falling from a nearby disc golf course, according to police. Now, when he was recovered last week, he was observed to be missing 3 limbs. This is what a spokeswoman, Megan Santo, told the television station. She said his remains were found May 31st, and the final medical examiner's report is expected in late July. Now, they say McGinnis was chest deep in the lake before the 2 weeks before the incident. And at that time, he knew even then that the lake was filled with alligators, but he went in there anyway. Well, I guess because he got away with it that time, he probably thought it was all good to go right back in there again, honey. But what you couldn't pay me to do is get in a lake that's infested with alligators. And so anyway, Derek Erskine, who's 37, that was a friend of his, and he said he visited there often. He said he was fully aware that they had alligators in there, and he seemed to be pretty comfortable with what he was doing. So a park ranger had attempted to get McGinnis, from trespassing in the lake. When rangers responded on April the 11th and 19th, they were not able to find him. The station reported, based on public records, they looked for him, couldn't find any trace of him. They say that was the last disc that he ever tried to get. That's what his friend said. Now, hopefully he's at peace with the Lord now, and that's the best we can wish for, he said. McGinnis made a living from finding and reselling flying disc and frisbees. They say he didn't ask for handouts. He worked. He made his living no matter what he had to do, and I respected him for that. That's what his friend Erskine said. And now, so then another man who had said that, his name's McKinley, he said that McGinnis was staying with him, and he said he ended up putting him out because he had a tumor in his pituitary gland, and that started to cause problems with his family. So he said he put him out. It still kills me to this day because I do blame myself a little bit. He also added that he believes McGinnis would have been upset to know that Florida fish and wildlife trappers euthanized 2 huge alligators in the lake after his death. He said he would have been upset that they're killing the gators. He doesn't want that. First of all, it always gets me when people speak of the dead and say what they would or wouldn't have wanted. How do they know, for one? But for two, this friend who's talking, my thing is he put this man out because the man had a tumor in his pituitary gland. And so he said that was causing problems. I'm just wondering how his illness was causing problems for the family. Was it making him act erratic or something? I'm just curious because it sounds like he's trying to clout chase. You kicked the man out of your house. He was on the streets, homeless and fending for himself. Now you want to say you feel a little bit guilty? So yeah, I'm sure you do. Okay? And so anyway, with that all being said, everyone please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all. And I will talk to you all again